Hi everyone, Mathis Connor here with Connor Management Group, and this week we're going to look at the best wireless networking stock to buy right now. Today is Thursday, May 22nd, 2014, and we see that this company, they're in the networking and communication devices industry. We see the 12-month upside potential at 26.9%. And going on to the next slide, we see that the name of this company is called Finisar Corporation. The ticker symbol is FNSR. Once again, they're in the networking and communication devices industry, and we see the 12-month upside potential at 26.9%. On to the quick facts slide. Finisar Corporation provides optical subsystems and components for data communication and telecommunication applications in the United States, Malaysia, China, and internationally. The company's optical subsystems primarily consist of transmitters, receivers, transceivers, transponders, and active optical cables. I have another description here that might be a little bit more on point. We have Finisar Corporation develops designs optical subsystems and components for high-speed voice, video, and data communications for telecommunications, networking, storage, wireless, cable, and TV applications. So that might be a little bit more of a more straightforward description of what these guys do. Their website is www.finisar.com. That's finisar.com. Finisar is headquartered in Sunnyvale, California. They were founded in 1987. They have 9,720 employees. Once again, the ticker symbol is FNSR. They operate in the technology sector, and the specific industry is networking and communication devices. The annual revenue for Finisar over the last 12 months was $1.09 billion. The net income was $87 million, and the cash from operations was $134 million, and the market capitalization for Finisar now stands at $2.33 billion. Onto the products and services slide, we have a picture of the Finisar logo, and we also have one of their lead descriptors. Welcome to Finisar, the world's largest supplier of optical communication components and subsystems. And also on this page we have photos of a number of their electronic and optical devices. We have one box with the photos of something they call their active components, lasers and detectors for communication and sensing application. We have another picture of their active cables, next generation cables for high performance connectivity. Another one, their optical modules for data communication and telecommunication applications, and another one of their optical amplifiers. So these are some very highly engineered products. And on to their metrics page, we have the annual revenue for Finisar stands at $1.09 billion. The net income is at $87 million. And also over the last 12 months, the cash from operations was $134 million. Now, the operating margins for Finisar, they were only 6.3% in 2012. And then they jumped up a bit to 16.5% in 2013. And they're expected to increase ever so slightly over the next year as well. The trailing PE ratio, right now, the trailing PE ratio for Finisar stands at 28.2. and the forward PE ratio is at 19.0. So earnings are expected to grow quite a bit. The PEG ratio, it's less than 1. It's at 0.6. Also a sign of future growth. Price of sales is only at 2.1, and the price to books at 2.4, and the enterprise value to EBITDA ratio is at 12.0. So overall, the valuation metrics definitely supports some growth for this company. Forward PE ratio of 19.0 might be a little high, but it's still below their current average PE ratio. And the PEG ratio is well less than 1 at 0.6. And the price of sales at 2.1. These are all pretty conservative metrics, and definitely the kind of metrics you want to see when you're looking to buy a stock, that's for sure. The recent closing price for Finisar as of yesterday was $23.96. The 52-week low was $12.17, and the 52-week high was $28.85. So the company is definitely closer to its 52-week high than its low, that's for sure. The 20-day moving average is at $24.40, and the 50-day moving average is at $25.45, and the 200-day moving average is at $23.49. With those three averages, they're telling you they're all pretty close together. The average daily trading volume is at 2.8 million shares per day, definitely a liquid stock, and the beta of the stock is at 1.1. It means that the stock typically moves with the market, either up or down. At least that's the way it's performed historically. And the dividend yield is at 0%, and the average dividend payout ratio is at 0%. The company just doesn't pay dividends at this point. Now, just to give you a little bit of backdrop, Finisar's business, as you can tell, they're in the wireless business and the optical data communication business, and a lot of their spending actually is driven by the major telecommunication carriers. So essentially, the way the large capital expenditures go of, say, AT&T and Verizon, so goes the direction of Finisar. And AT&T's and Verizon's capital expenditure budgets are actually greater than what's been expected. So their extra spends in this space is expected to kind of trickle down and affect Finisar's business, creating more demand for their products. So additional spending in the telecom space is driving a lot of Finisar's business. Additionally, a big driver of their business is just increased bandwidth related to cloud services as well. So you've got the carriers who are driving demand for their products, and you have all these cloud services that are increasing more and more, also driving demand for their products. And that's all I have to say for now. I mean, their business has been growing quite nicely. And this is supported by the next slide, which shows Finisar's price chart over the past 12 months. Basically, over the last 12 months, the Finisar stock has gone up 88.5%. Stock has really just steadily moved strongly over the past 12 months. There have been a couple of bumps up and down, but their moving averages, especially its long-term moving average, has just kind of been a steady increase over the past year. So Finisar is not at its high right now. I mean, it reached its high of a little over $28 back in mid-April, and it's now at about around $24 right now. But we still see this company as having quite a bit more upside. That's for sure. On to the next slide. The financial statement quality. Finisar is actually quite good. On a company that has, $1 billion in revenue, the amount of debt they have due over the next 5 years is only $45 million. So, with a profit margin of 10%, that is more than manageable. The operating margin trend, as we noted, it has increased quite a bit. Right now it's at around 16.5%. But if you went back 4 or 5 years, the operating margins had been in the 6-7% range. So changing product mix and demands for their products are definitely helping their business. The price pattern trend, as we've seen, prices just steadily increased over the past year. And right now in the market, we're seeing we're backing off of our bearish stance in the market. Right now we see the market as being somewhat in a neutral position. For the first time in a long time, we're actually starting to see more names with potential to go up than the potential to go down. We think that the pullback in a number of stocks, especially in the NASDAQ, over the past 3 weeks or so, is finally starting to, we're approaching the end of what we think will be additional pullbacks. We're not seeing nearly as many overvalued names at this point. So, Finisar, we don't expect it to be facing any unusual headwinds going forward over the next 6 months or so. The recent closing price, as mentioned, for Finisar was $23.96, and the 12-month price target we see for Finisar is at $30.40. So that gives the company a 12-month potential of 26.9%, and we think that this is a very reasonable and conservative basis. When we look at some of the cash flow metrics, we actually believe the stock could go even higher than the $30.40, but we feel like this is a reasonable expectation at this point. So right now, we believe that Finisar is the best wireless networking stock to buy right now. And on to our next slide. It is an overview of Connor Management Group's investment management service. We're now open for business and accepting clients. We are an SEC registered investment advisor. So if you're looking to increase your savings and improve your lifestyles with additional funds, accelerate your retirement, or just have a bit more financial cushion, we think that our service is something you should look into. Basically, our services relies on our proprietary algorithms where we review, rank, and analyze well over 4,000 stocks every week. And additionally, we create what are called concentrated portfolios for our clients. And basically, these concentrated portfolios are just groups of about 20 different stocks versus the average of about 150 or more stocks offered by a mutual fund. And we use a separately managed account arrangement. And with managed account arrangement, you simply give us discretionary authority to manage your account. You open up the account with a custodian, and you just name us as the firm that's managing your account, and we cannot withdraw your funds. And additionally, you can see what positions you are in 24/7. And so we offer 4 different strategies. We offer a dividend focused strategy, a value portfolio focused strategy, and a long-short strategy where we'll take long and or short positions. And we also have a high-risk strategy. And we also have a high-return, high-risk option portfolio strategy where we simply take positions of calls or puts in different names depending on the market conditions. So we're taking advantage of the latest technologies using separately managed accounts arrangement, and we're combining them with our proprietary algorithms that we're especially proud about to bring you what we feel is a high quality level of investment management service. So if this sounds of interest to you and you have $25,000 or more to invest, please give us a call. You can reach us at 281-947-2201. That's 281-947-2201. And additionally, you can find additional information about us at our website, which is www.connormg.com. ConnerMG, that's ConnerMG.com. So that's all we have for you this week. We hope this has been helpful, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.